lecture that we're going to cover right now is about fill in the blanks questions. English or the Hindi lectures that we used to take in our school classes would normally have questions that favored a lot of FIBs. These questions come a lot on competitive examinations. These are easy and these are real quick, so that if you know the answer, you can even complete the whole question in like 5 seconds or so. I really love these questions. I scored a lot of marks on these. So I'm going to tell you how they look like, and we'll quickly get to the brass, what it really means, how to solve these questions, and if there are any tips and tricks, I'll list them down in the video that we have accompanying this. So how do they normally look? Let's take an example. Let's take a basic structure first. Similarly, so on. So this is the blank, this is the text, and this is the blank. So depending on the position of the filling of the blank, you'll have the sentence structured that way, because how you're going to solve it depends a lot on where the blank is. I'll give you an example. How do you really solve a question like this? What we do here is, we can work from the options, which will be different words that can fit in this blank. So for example, being good, right? So if we say that I have to solve this question and I want to work through the options, how am I going to do this? I'll say good. Does that fit in over here? Yes, it does. It looks like an adjective to me, so I'll say maybe. All of these are adjectives, so I cannot actually negate any option based on that. But let's say we didn't have an adjective over here and we had an adverb. Now we clearly know being beautifully earns you money does not make any sense. So grammatically speaking, this option is incorrect. Let's move on to the other 4 options. Being good earns you money. Now, this may be good or this may be correct in some circumstances, but speaking practically or speaking from the understanding of the question creator, the one who has created the question paper for you, I don't think he means that being good earns you money. What he means is being something that is increasing your talents earns you money. Being something that helps you get noticed by people or helps you sell something earns you money. So I don't think being great earns you money either. Now what is generous? Generous means that someone is giving money out. So practically speaking, this may be correct in terms of what we understand, that giving money out might give you money back in, but in reality, in real life, it might not just work like that. So we would have to say this is not getting money in, this is getting money out. So being generous does not earn you money. But if you're smart, if you pass all your examinations right, and if you do great on interviews, you might just start earning a lot of money. So I can solve this question if I know the meaning of the words in the options. Suppose you didn't know the meaning of the words in the option, but this is important. You need to have read these words before. You need to at least get the feeling inside that I know what this word means, probably means, and how it is used. So if that is what your situation is, let's see where we are going over here. We'll work from the question. Being dash earns you money. Now I definitely know that this has to be something that is about talent, or this is something about intelligence, or being lucky. This has to do about some attribute of mine, right? I can see that if I say I'm going to be good, Does that earn me money? I might not, it does not fit anywhere over here. Great, generous, beautifully, does not figure over here. The only thing that does is option number C. So option C becomes my correct answer. So you see, there are ways to solve this type of questions. Either you can work from the options or you can work from the question itself. The question gives you a lot of understanding about the blank. So my advice is, before you go on to the options and start finding out proper things, start using a word in the sentence and trying to sound it out in your mind. First, read the sentence clearly. Understand what is needed over here, because if you do, normally 2-3 options get negated just like that. Okay, so trust yourself, read the sentence first and then go on to the options. Right, now let's take some examples about multiple fill in the blanks. There are multiple blanks in these type of questions. How do you solve those type of questions? In these questions you have multiple blanks. One sentence but multiple blanks. Right here, right now, we have 2 blanks. So how do you solve these type of questions? In these questions, you'll be given options, and it's best that after reading the sentence, getting a feel of what is going on, what is required, you move on to the options quickly, because you'll have to work backwards from the option a lot in these type of questions. So I'll just give you one option here and we'll see how it fits in. Being dash, he was dashed by the public. Let's say if this is a good thing, we'll denote good by, let's say, an up arrow. If this is a good thing, he was dashed by the public. I think if he's good and we treat this as normal public, we would say that he would be treated decently by the public. So this would be good, a good word or a positive word will have a positive accompaniment in the option. Positive word, positive word. Let's say if he's not a good guy, let's say if he's a bad person. So if it's a bad word here or a negative word here, then definitely he'll be treated negatively by the public. Right? So this option can also be negative, negative. But the point here is, since I don't know anything about the public, I'm going to assume that they are normal public. So I cannot have a combination of something like this in the option. Let's say my option B is positive, negative. 2 words. One has a positive connotation, one has a negative connotation. I cannot say being bad, he was appreciated by the public. Can I do that? I can't do that. That is why we cannot have a mixture of positive, negative in this type of a sentence. We can have other sentences in which you'll have a mix of these words. But what I'm trying to do over here is tell you that these kind of options or these kind of questions work best if you understand the sentence. You see how these your blanks are structured, where they are taking you. Is it a positive, positive, negative, negative, or a mix, or vice versa kind of an option that is the correct one? Go to the options, choose the one that looks correct, avoid the ones that don't, and even if you don't know the meaning of the words and you just know the connotations, you can solve them then. Alright? So this is how we solve multiple blanks, fill in the blanks.